Hi, hi, hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Wednesday, the National Radio Day.
It is National Radio Day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That would have been something fun for us back when we were actually on the radio. No, we are all for local, live and local radio is the best. That's what you need to do. Tune in. We still have many friends working in the biz, and we want them to be successful and succeed. So, listen to your local stations.
We also
Right?
want us to be successful and succeed in the way that you can help us help ourselves. That's what I put here.
Mm-hmm.
If you like what you hear, press the thumbs up button, press the heart button, follow, subscribe, share, any of that. Those little things help us tremendously.
And today on the big show, we've got, well, every year they've got new words they've added to the dictionary. This time, are they calling them brain rot words?
Well, that's what I know them as. And I have a little story I can share when we talk about that when I was camping in Lake Roosevelt. I got schooled in some of the words, Curt.
Also, ways we make ourselves dumber every day. We had a story about what if aliens landed? What would you want to say to the aliens? Right?
Yep. And then our toilet seat liners pointless. There's some research that has been done on that. And Curt, you have a bone to pick with someone who's doing something not very great on Amazon.
Yes, that'll be a fun story. Oh, also, I have this.
Are those your 3 puppies?
That happens nonstop.
That's your world right now because you have what, 6 dogs living in your house right now?
6 dogs, 3 of which we're fostering that are 8 weeks old. And I figured since I have to hear that all the time, I would use that as the bumpers between the stories today, so you guys could all enjoy what's going on in my life, right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Your camera's moving all over the place.
I know I'm having some issues because here, let me just tell this. Here's a little side note of Jen's world. So I'm up north at Pat's house in Cedar Woolley. And here's Sailor. I don't know if you can see her. There she is.
Yep.
Sailor, snotty Sailor. So I get into the motorhome yesterday and Pat's like, oh my God. And he's like, do you smell that? He's like, I've been smelling something sweet for a little while now. And I couldn't figure out what it is. And I just figured it out. I'm like, well, I smell it. It doesn't really smell sweet necessarily. And he picks up this watermelon that's been sitting on one of his chairs, like a hard, like a wood chair. And
Right.
it is like hissing because it is so rotten. It is trying to leak out the gases from inside, and it had leaked all on the carpet. So the place, his motorhome, which is where he lives right now, is like in shambles and not how it usually is because we've had to clean the carpet and try to get rid of the smell.
Wow. Is that why was the watermelon sitting there for years on end?
Because it was one of those things where it's like, I need to cut that watermelon. I need to cut that watermelon.
Oh, okay.
And he never got to it. And Pat loves watermelon. Like if we cut a watermelon, it does not last. Like he could eat the whole thing in 2 days.
I'm going to say don't try to eat that one.
No, it was so disgusting when he picked that thing up. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, we can move on.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Is this the first play in between our bits?
Why should I be the only one that suffers?
Oh my God. Okay. Well, this is terrible. All right. I wanted to mention this because I saw the story and I'm like, oh my God, it's already happening. The first In-N-Out burger is opening in Washington today in Ridgefield.
Which is awesome. That's what, it's a decent sized In-N-Out burger, seating for 73, outdoor seating for another 28 people. If you need to satisfy your In-N-Out craving, you can do so. It's easy to get to Ridgefield. Do you know where Ridgefield is?
It's down kind of by Vancouver, between like really close to the Oregon border.
If you really love In-N-Out burger, it's about 2.5 hours from Seattle to get there.
I mean, I'll definitely stop there on a road trip.
Right. But you're not going to say oh, I want In-N-Out burger for lunch. I better go.
I mean, I might. I might, Curt. I might. It would be a good adventure. At what time? It opens at 10:30 today. I thought I had that on there.
You might have. It's exit 14. What is my exit here? 184, I think.
It's 152 miles south of Seattle.
Yes. So if
That's
you
it.
really love In-N-Out Burger, which my experience for the first, I've only had In-N-Out Burger in Las Vegas, right? That's the first time I ever had it, and I'm expecting some, life-changing experience because of what I've heard about In-N-Out Burger. And I was like, it's all right.
I want to know Ridgefield, Washington, in and out. I want to know what the hours are. I think it opens at 10:30 today. I mean, and here's the thing. Much like when Chick-fil-A opens around 10:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. are Wednesday's hours. I think they're open a little later on Fridays and Saturdays, I believe. But anyway, I was reading one of the articles and they were talking about how, there's going to be backups because the
Yeah.
lines are going to be so long. So they have these holding parking lots, and the police have already issued statements. They're like, listen, if this starts to back up our city, you're going to be turned away and you're going to have to come out. You're going to have to come back some other time.
Yeah, people. So you know what? If you're in Seattle and you leave right now, you'll get there right when it opens at 10:30.
Well, we're saying that because it's 8:05 and we're recording our podcast.
That's true. When you're listening to this, you're going to have missed the opening by then. That's all right. There's plenty of chances to go.
It was all yellow.
Right.
I came along. I wrote a song.
Chris Martin,
Yeah, tell us about this, Curt.
lead singer from Coldplay. Of course, they were in the news recently for that viral Jumbotron kiss that got a couple people in trouble.
Yeah.
And since then, I had heard, oh, so and so is going to sue because they were up on the Jumbotron, and are they going to have people, sign waivers and stuff when they go into concerts? But I think that they already have to, don't you? When you buy a ticket, doesn't it say you might be
Yes.
filmed or photographed or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, Chris Martin, I think at first he felt bad that this happened. This couple got caught on the Jumbotron, and it turns out that they were having an affair. But he says we're going to keep on doing that.
Yeah. There is no reason to feel bad. That's on them, not Chris.
100%. If they had not freaked out and tried to duck out of the picture, people would have said, "Oh, look at that cute couple." That would have been it. So Chris Martin said, you know what? We're still going to feature fans on the Jumbotron at concerts. Quote, life throws you lemons. You've got to make lemonade. Although I don't see anything wrong with this at all. I mean, I'm sorry that people, well, they shouldn't have put them on the Jumbotron without the permission. No, that's what happens. You go to a Mariners game, you might end up on who knows?
That's a weird quote for him to give because who's got the lemons? I don't
Exactly.
I really didn't see that as Coldplay. All right. Well, okay.
Onward. Dictionary words.
When I was in Lake Roosevelt, there was a couple young people with me, including Macy, who is 16, and her friend, who is also 16. And then there's also this guy, Nathaniel, who works at, I think, like a Boys and Girls Club. He works with kids, basically, though. He's like 23, I think, works with kids. And so they were schooling us adults on some of the words. Because we wanted to be hip, like teach us some of the words, and like, no, you guys can't use these words. But now they're in the dictionary, so yeah, we can use the words.
It's true, and I think it's funny that some of the examples you'll see here, even when I'll say we, I don't have any kids, I don't have a Macy or anything like that, but still, so I'll hear the slang terms and I'll say I'm not saying that because I just don't care. But if you're hearing them from your kids and you want to use them as well, here is ways to use these new words in a dictionary.
Okay, the first one is skibbity, which we've heard before. They define it as a word that can have different meanings, such as cool or bad, or can be used with no meaning as a joke, like, what the skibbity are you doing? Or that wasn't very skibbity riz of you.
Then you have to know about Riz as well, which was in last year's dictionary. Delulu is short for delusional. You've heard tradwife, right? Short for traditional wife. A lot of people are not into the tradwife thing. And DYOR is short for do your own research.
I liked nanoship, a very short romantic interaction with someone with no expectation it will lead to a real relationship. That's called a one-night stand.
Yeah, it is kind of, that's called. What's the burnt toast theory?
Oh yeah, that's the idea that a minor inconvenience like burning your toast in the morning might actually be preventing something worse from happening later in the day.
I like that one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, however you want to put your day, like, oh, this had to happen today, so I don't have any other bad things happen. Great. That's fun. That's reframing like how your day's going to go instead of just saying, oh crap,
Right.
it's going to be a bad day.
It's kind of like when you have something like you get into, say you get into a fender bender, or you actually bump into somebody at a stop sign, and you're like, oh, this is terrible. It's like, you know what? If you had gone through that stop sign, you might have got T-boned or whatever. It could have been so much worse,
Yeah.
So I like burnt toast theory. Metaface, there's another one. Metaface, when photos are enhanced with filters to make everyone look similarly flawless or unrealistically beautiful.
There are so many meta faces on social media. It's crazy. Interrupting a woman when she's speaking, usually because the man thinks he has something more important to say. That's a bunch of baloney slices. And
Man-interrupting, kind of like mansplaining, right?
Yeah, this one's our favorite though. Air jail.
Go.
The act of lifting a pet into the air to stop or prevent bad behavior.
I've done that with, can you do that with a kid too when they're young enough?
100%.
Air jail. There you go. You screwed up.
They call all these words brain rot. These are brain rot words, and they're adding them to the dictionary. What?
Do you get brain rot if you use these words?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe you don't use them.
Brain rot when you use them.
Got it. Well, this is maybe not the best news. What's that?
I said, speaking of which, brain rot, how we make ourselves dumber every day.
Every day. This is according to Psychology Today. They know a thing or two about this. A list of ways that we are making, as you said, making ourselves dumber every day. Here's the top 4 ways we're doing that. Psychology Today says not treating your brain like it's a muscle. Your brain is not a muscle, but you can train it like one. And that's something I need to do more of is as I get older, because I'm older than Jen. I'm the oldest one here. I'm the oldest one of anybody listening, probably. I'm probably the oldest person in Seattle. All right.
Wow.
Wah, wah.
Wait, I don't understand that. Is that like, what do they mean by that? Are you supposed to be like doing brain games and stuff like that?
You can train your brain and improve cognition. That tends to help make it happen with this. Yeah, like you said, I don't know exactly, but if it's brain teasers or Sudoku or
learn something new.
Yes, learning something new is important. I've heard, particularly learning an instrument or a new language are great ways to make your brain stronger.
Okay, not getting enough sleep, Curt Cruz.
I know.
Even just one night of bad sleep can make you dumber. You probably feel it when it happens, but scientists can measure it too by testing things like reaction times, memory, and poor judgment skills.
How about drinking alcohol? We all know it's bad for you in a number of ways. Your liver doesn't like it, and it makes you dumber. Excuse me. You're not just dumber when you're drunk. Drinking too much and too often can greatly affect brain function long term.
Okay. And then not having enough structure in your day, which is interesting because as a parent, one of the things that we learned is routine and structure are key to kids finding like safety and all that. Our brains thrive on purpose and deadlines. Without them, we're less focused and less creative. There was a study done that found procrastinating too much can have measurable effects on brain function. Curt, we both are procrastinators.
I don't know about my brain function, and procrastinating is probably not good. My brain function. Oh, well.
Messages you want to send to aliens. This was our question of the day.
Nothing about the X-Files theme? I thought that was pretty good.
It's good. I mean, you know what? I'm taking for granted this great music that you put into our show, Curt. Yes, well, excellent.
And the puppies barking. Well, yesterday you said play some science fiction-y music, and all I had was the Red Robin jingle ready to go. That didn't work at all. So the message, the question of the day, you answered great. What message would you want to send to aliens? Jan says, we're not all like that. Doesn't explain what like that is, but we're not all like that.
Well, I would say that many of these answers have some political undertones, if you will.
It could.
Janet said, take me with you. Marilyn said, don't land here, run.
No. Anne says, they're very nice one. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome. Jeff is like, and this is what I was going for when we said yesterday. What I would say is, you know what? Go on, pass us up. Go on by. There's better planets to go to. Jeff said, don't bother. Get rid of the humans. Keep the planet. There you go.
Nancy said, come get rid of Trump. Okay, well, that's
There you go.
obviously political.
Gina, beam me up. Signs of intelligent life are fading here. That's what Gina said. And Paul also said, beam me up, Scotty.
Dennis said, don't bother. We're a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Phil said, I'd
have them go zip over Indiana to get fabulous fried tenderloin sandwiches.
Okay. Phil's from Indiana. That's why.
I guess the tenderloin sandwiches are good there.
Thomas said, go back.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie said, for aliens, stay away. We have enough crazies.
Connie said, trust your gut, which I'm not sure I get, but aliens trust your gut. Randy, don't forget to bring wine. That's just polite. If you're going to travel all those light years, right? Yeah. Bring some wine.
What's your hostess gift? And then Steve said, play something country.
Wow.
That's from a country song. Play something country. I
mean, okay.
I'm not singing, but it's
for the aliens got to play some music for the trip, right?
May as well play country.
Well, speaking of sleep and brain function and all that kind of stuff, this is actually, well, when you hear how much money is involved, you might want to, you might think otherwise, but this is a story about getting better sleep.
I wanted to bring this up because I had no idea this technology was even a thing. Like I didn't know. So there's this company, and we're not getting paid for this, but there's this company called 8 Sleep.
Mm-hmm. EIGHT, the number 8, and then sleep. And they make sleep fitness tech, and they boast about its customers, including Richies like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. So what's the deal with this 8 Sleep?
Okay, so they want to, what is it? They want to be able to have non-billionaires able to access AI to analyze their biometrics while they're unconscious. So their most popular product is called the Pod. It's a mattress cover that collects data, adjusts temperatures, and it costs up to $5,099.
Yeah, which actually, come to think of it, some of those sleep number beds, right, and what have you, they're kind of spendy as well, right? I don't know if they're that much, but so for your $5,099, you're going to have this bed that will apparently take all kinds of measurements and data, and also adjust the temperatures exactly where you want it to help you sleep better.
Well, and the company, okay, so here's what the company is doing to make it more accessible, because they do want it more accessible to just people that are rich, right? That can afford this kind of thing. They're trying to push to make the Pod medically prescribable, and they're trying to file 2 applications with the FDA for medical device classifications for sleep apnea and menopause, which is fantastic. It's all because 1/3 of the adults in the US report getting insufficient sleep, and the health and longevity the whole thing is on the rise. Like, get more sleep so you can live longer and stay healthier. And so
well, the sleep apnea thing is something that I have, that I tried the CPAP machines, and that didn't work for me. So I'm going to have to find something else to do. Maybe this is it. Now, they're claiming the audience for 8 Sleep, they're people that are already spending like $3,000 on high-tech devices to help them sleep better. So maybe, the $5,000 is not too much. Although, if they really want to help out people that aren't billionaires, lower the price.
Well, I mean, that would be nice if they would do that. They're trying. I mean, I love that they're trying to make, it's to help them make more money though, too, right? If it can be medically prescribable.
I have no proof of this, other than I don't see how the markup on mattresses has to be enormous. Oh. When you go, here's a box spring and a mattress to go on top of it, and it's, even if it's a inexpensive one at around $1,000 or what, it's like, how much does it cost to make that thing?
Yeah,
$75.
Crazy. Yeah.
Super
expensive to get a mattress, a good one.
That's how capitalism works, though, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You just got your hair cut.
Yes, on Sunday, because that's when I get it done.
When you go to get your hair cut, I don't know the last time you've changed your hairstyle, but when you wanted to change your hairstyle, did you get anxious about it?
I don't know that I've ever changed my hairstyle. I mean, I used to when I was younger. I just let it grow and it would get long and shaggy. But I mean, I think as long as you've known me, which is how many years? 25 plus.
Yeah,
It's been pretty much this sort of spiky, easy thing. When was the last time you changed hairstyles? Would you say?
it's a while, a long while. Like I would say probably. Well, when you met me, was my hair short? It's probably
Mhm.
short.
I've seen the pictures when it was short. That was prior to when I started at the station, so that was
Okay.
before 2001.
We're talking about all this because there's a new survey out on men's hairstyles, and 21% of men say they feel nervous about asking their barber or hairstylist for a new look.
Hmm.
And 23% of them have been afraid to ask for specific cuts.
I I think that I'd have to say just because it's not of utmost importance to me that if I said, you know what, I want something a little bit different, and I said I would trust the hairstylist, like give me something that's trending or whatever. I think I'd be okay with that. But the average guy, it says here, gets their haircut 10 times a year, about once every 5 weeks, and has had the same hairstyle for 7 years. I think that's kind of short.
Yeah, it seems like not a lot of guys change their hairstyles. Like Pat, I mean, I don't know how long Pat's had his hairstyle, but he's not changed it since I've been around. But that's
Right.
only 2.5 years.
And maybe for women, I mean, if you go from hair your length and decide one day I'm going to get a bob, that's a drastic, noticeable difference. I
Yeah.
don't know, unless I decided I want to grow this out and have a ponytail or something. I don't know how much different it could be.
Well, yeah, you could grow your hair out, Curt. You could go to your hairstylist and say, I want to grow my hair out. So I don't know how we do that, but help me so that I don't have like, how do I avoid the spikes on the side going like that?
What's wrong with the spikes in the side going like that?
Well, when you're growing it out, it might look
Oh,
like you're like a little fuzz head ball, you know?
I remember actually asking a hairstylist about that, and she said she's like, no, long hair makes you look older. You should keep it short.
Okay.
Is there any truth to that or facts?
I have
Probably
no
not.
idea.
But yeah, but I believed her. So anyway, just
84,
keep that in mind.
84% of men say they feel confident with their current hairdo, and
Hmm.
55% have never considered changing it. Have you
Yeah,
considered changing your hair or no?
it's not. I haven't deliberately not, but it's just not something I really think about. If my wife said your hair looks stupid, then maybe. But she fell in love with this hair,
All right.
supposedly.
If it works, keep it.
Yep.
I've
Uh,
always wondered about this, I have to say.
Basically, the question here is, this is for public toilets. If you use these things at your house, then there's a problem. Um, are the toilet seat liners that people put on the toilet seats at public restaurants, are they totally pointless?
They're so thin. I always thought these what kind of good do these do?
Hmm.
So there was a poll a few years back that found not, about 1 in 10 of us avoid public toilets completely.
Right.
21% hover, and about 63% of people just go for it, meaning they just sit on the toilet.
Right. Now, and so what they're saying is, the people that use the thin paper liners. This is from somebody that knows what they're talking about, saying a layer of toilet paper, or yeah, some people just take the toilet paper, right, and put it on the seat. They say that a layer of that will not likely protect you from pathogens. These are made of porous materials, these toilet seat liners, and they cannot stop germs from seeping through and, quote, touching your junk.
Okay.
You seem disappointed.
No, I'm just
Experts
trying to
say,
figure out, like if you're sitting on the toilet, it's touching your legs, right? But how is it
right.
touching your junk? Anyway, experts say hovering isn't great either because it's harder to fully empty your bladder, and for women it can cause UTIs.
And I
I
know that
hover.
you're a hoverer, aren't you,
I am
Jay?
a hoverer for sure.
Particularly in bars. That would be, yeah. There's some public restrooms that I'm okay with, like, a Starbucks. Okay. Most, at the 5 Point, no.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Because if they're not clean and there's like pee all over the floor and the toilet seat, like I am a hard pass on that. No way.
Does that happen in women's restrooms? Because in men's restrooms, I assume these guys have bad aim. Oh, so the women that are hovering also have bad aim.
I guess, but here's the thing. If I hover and I get some pee on the seat, I'm wiping it off for the next person. I'm not leaving it. And certainly flush the toilet because so many people don't even flush.
Right.
Anyway,
so if you really want to, yeah.
They're asking, what should you do? Okay, you know, these things don't work. What do you do? They said the good news is you can keep using the liners if it makes you feel better, or you can just risk it because the risk is so low.
Right.
No, I didn't even know this. I didn't even know what I was trying to avoid, but apparently we're trying to avoid STDs.
I suppose you keep looking at your crotch, by the way. Have you noticed that? And you're like, a couple of things they said, if you do want to feel a little more protected, touch as few surfaces as possible while you're in the restroom. And also they say flush the toilet and flee. This is something I do, and I don't know, it probably doesn't do any good. There, you know, when you flush the toilet, all those little tiny droplets go everywhere, right? So I believe that I sort of hold my breath and flush the toilet and then like leave and go out, you know, far away and then take a deep breath. Is that weird?
No, it's not weird because you hear that. That's why you don't keep your toothbrush near the toilet.
Oh. I didn't know that part.
Okay, anyway. On to Curt, this is really bugging you.
Well, because it's a dick move.
Yeah. So
Can I say dick move on our program?
Yeah, you can say that. There's a man that has spent all of 2025 repeatedly buying and returning 110-pound anvils on Amazon.
And you say, well, why would somebody do this? This guy's name is John Stockwell. I'll tell you why he's doing this. We're playing right into his hands because this dude clearly wants to get noticed and maybe go viral or whatever. What he's been doing is, you know, if you have Prime with Amazon, there's free returns. For some reason, this D-bag thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to buy these. I'm going to order these 110-pound cast iron anvils on Amazon. For the entirety so far of 2025, he's been doing this.
What does an anvil do? Hold on. What does that do?
Well, you drop on what it does. You drop on them to kill roadrunners. If you're a coyote, that's what you do.
Oh, okay.
Don't you? That was always in the Coyote and Roadrunner. He was always dropping anvils.
What do you really use anvils for? What are they?
I think that they used to be back in the day a hard object that they could like hammer, horseshoes or stuff like that, or people that working with metal.
It's sharp. I'm holding up a picture of it. It's like weird. It's like a weird thing.
Well, it's not sharp on the end. It's sort of rounded. And keep in mind, that's probably like this long. You know what I mean? It's not like a tiny little thing.
Okay.
So he's doing this for whatever reason. And he says, I'm going to keep doing this until somebody does something about it. Here's my question. What is somebody supposed to do about it? Change the free return policy?
Well, wait, what? Hold on a second. I missed this because I was looking up anvils. Why is he doing this?
He shows his Amazon order page, scrolls down, shows 10 anvil orders. Those only covered a couple of weeks. It's unclear how many he's ordered in the 6-month time frame. It doesn't say anywhere why he's doing it. Just to do it. Again, dick move. Some commenters have been criticizing him, calling him a bad person, saying, you're wasting people's time and effort, including the delivery people that have to carry a, 110-pound cast iron thing to your door. And then when you send it back, they got to carry, you know, so they could injure themselves.
It's really crappy that he's doing this. If it's truly not for because he's not getting what he ordered, like if he's truly not getting what he ordered and is trying to get it right, okay, I get that.
No.
But if you're just doing it just to do it, like that's really crappy for everybody, for everybody involved, number one. And you know what? This is one of those things that's going to hurt the rest of us because like you said, at some point, this company might say, we're not offering free shipping anymore. We're not, whatever.
Well, it probably won't change Amazon's, you know, rules, but like, you know, like you mentioned, it's, you know, if this is a little company, Anvils are us or whatever, you know, it's hurting them. So people are criticizing him for the, you know, extra weight for the delivery people and that he's costing the business that sells the Anvils money. And this guy, it says he just laughs at them. In one video, he even welcomed haters to come by his house and talk to him about it. But he gave the address It was actually Barack Obama's address that he gave. So
So crappy.
just a
Be good
dick.
human, for crying out loud.
Just a dick.
Do the right thing.
Which is not ordering things for the sake of ordering them and just sending them back.
Yeah.
So, all right, here we go again with these.
We're at the part of the program where we give you our question of the day that you can answer on Facebook. We will post it on Curt and Jen in the Morning Facebook page, or Jen Pirak's Facebook page, or Curt Kriz's Facebook page. So
And let me explain.
find it.
Let me explain once again why those puppies are in there. We're fostering 3 little dogs: Savannah, Spring, and some other S name. It'll come to me. Lots of those little yippy barkings, but they're so damn cute.
They are cute, but you have 6 dogs, Curt Cruz.
For the time being, 6 dogs. All right, back to the question of the day. What is the most expensive thing someone has ever given you?
Do you know what the answer is for you?
Someone has given me. The most expensive thing would probably be the divorce papers my ex-wife gave me because she got a house.
I knew someone was going to say that, and it's you.
No, I have to think about that.
It's
Most
probably
expensive
my
thing.
wedding, when I got engaged, probably that.
Oh, your engagement ring?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we want to know the most expensive thing someone has ever given you.
Okay. That's the end of the show.
We will have those answers for you on Friday. In theory, we'll have those answers for you on Friday. So, and we appreciate you participating.
That's because we do new shows every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we will see you on Friday. Can you just play our regular music? In the meantime, until we see you on Friday, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh because it's good for the soul. Have a good one.